What is going on, guys? This is the Club of the Man 1993. I never thought in a million years I'd be doing this Turn Alert before, but I guess I am. This is episode number 297 of WWE Turn Alert. And we're going to talk about something we haven't talked about on this channel for a long time. Well, about a year. Because he's been gone from the main roster for a year. And now he's back after a year in NXT. Burn the ships. Baron Corbin, a former lone wolf, former constable of Monday Night Raw, former general manager of Monday Night Raw, former King Corbin, former bum-ass Corbin, former Happy Corbin, hated that, former wrestling god, whatever you want to call him, that just all got flushed down the toilet. Well, not the lone wolf. I like the lone wolf gimmick. So Baron Corbin, it probably happened while in NXT, is now a babyface. And again, I'm sure this is not news to those who do keep up with NXT, but again, since I don't watch NXT, it's basically news to me. Baron Corbin re-debuted on the main roster this past Friday on SmackDown, and he lost to Carmelo Hayes in the first round of the King of the Ring tournament. And he actually looked really good. Of course, cutting a promo where the simple story of I was struggling, it wasn't clicking for me, I had to go back to NXT and find myself. Now I'm back and I have found myself. Kind of like the generic, babyface thing, but he was high-fiving fans coming out. So it's a different Baron Corbin. Different side. I don't think Baron Corbin has been a face since earlier in his NXT days. When he would do the lone wolf entrance and the part where he would raise up and put his arms out like this. Instead, he would just look up, and I thought he looked like a freaking sad puppy dog when that would happen. I wish they would have brought back the lone wolf gimmick permanently. I know they brought back the entrance whenever he did fight Carmelo Hayes for the NXT Championship when he first came back to NXT last year. But then they, just gave him something completely different. This whole burn the ships thing. And I listened to a podcast a while ago that Baron Corbin did with Chris Van Vliet. And although the on-screen character has not shown the best results, let's just be honest. Baron Corbin, I would say, I was behind him until he moved to Raw in 2018. Well, even beforehand, I was starting to lose faith in them with Baron Corbin because they gave him Money in the Bank briefcase. They had him drop it to Jinder Mahal, then lose to John Cena. He won the U.S. title, which I thought was going to at least kind of, keep him afloat. But even when that happened, you can tell that it was a sinking ship for him, no pun intended. And then when he moved to Raw and did the Constable Raw GM stuff, it was just, ugh. I didn't like it. It showed that they basically had turned Baron Corbin, which apparently there was a time also where Vince McMahon said he looked like a guy that ladies would adore. So that's why doing what he did with him. But Baron Corbin basically became the cheap heat magnet heel. The heel that, you automatically put out there and he's gonna, give them their comeuppance. But it gets old after a while because, and Corbin himself even said, he does not mind playing that role. Which I respect the fact that that's the role he wants to play, but you gotta also, make the moment look meaningful as well. And then, again, the guy's smart. One thing I remember he talked about was he got some advice from The Undertaker. And one thing that he mentioned in that interview with CVV was the fact that that Undertaker told him to protect his finish. Which is why barely anybody has ever kicked out of Corbin's finish. I think the only person that has, if I can remember, was when Drew McIntyre did at their match at WrestleMania 38. I think that's the only time that has happened, from what I can remember. But that's why, of course, that, and even out of respect for his opponent, he says, you'll kick out of my finish, I won't kick out of yours. And several things, again, the guy does know what to do. It's just what he's been given to work with, the role that Vince had him play in. And he even admitted too, like, stuff just wasn't clicking. Like the stuff with JBL whenever Triple H took over, the stuff with JBL just was not clicking. So he was not drafted and he got sent back to NXT. And he sounds very grateful for that. And I'm hoping it's leading him into a right direction. Because again, he did look better in the ring. He looked very smooth and a little bit of a new moveset as well. I liked it. Again, like I said, I've always wanted to see Baron Corbin succeed. And I was way behind him going into 2017. And then they flundered him, even though I heard there was rumors that had to do with the fact that he was arguing against something with concussions or something like that, which is why they pulled the briefcase off of him like they did. I don't know if that's really true or not, but it's interesting to see, though, you know, where he goes as a babyface. Like, this character is basically just him, you know, starting over and finding himself. Basically, is what they're doing. Which, okay, it can work. I know it's very generic, but it's different for him. It can work. Of course, this probably would have happened to him if he would have stuck with bum-ass broke Baron Corbin. I still crack up at that PNG he had when he was bum-ass Corbin. He was like... It was funny whenever they changed his name to Happy Corbin. That was still his name at first. Oh gosh, it was hilarious. But I do think that if in fact they would have booked bum-ass Corbin right, he would have became a face back then. But of course, like King Barrett and others in the past, Vince McMahon didn't want him to be a face. They felt he had to always be a heel. But although I know when booked right, Baron Corbin can be a great heel when he's not being booked as like a cheap heat magnet heel. Like back to his late NXT days, the first run, and even when up until he dropped the Money Bank briefcase, he was a great heel. The guy knows what to do. He just needs to get the right thing to work with and just find himself and whatnot, which he has. So we'll see what this babyface run goes for Baron Corbin and how long it lasts. I do hope it works out for him. As I said, the guy obviously does have a vision. The guy obviously does know what he's doing. And again, I'm interested to see where we go from here. So what are your guys' thoughts on Baron Corbin being a babyface during his time in NXT and back up on the main roster full time? Do you think he has indeed improved? What do you guys think? Leave your guys' thoughts down in the comments section below. And be sure also, as always, to slap a like on the video and subscribe for more content to come on my channel. And follow me on Twitter as well at the Club of the Man 93. You may also follow me on TikTok and Instagram at the Club of the Man 1993. And as always, guys, please stay tuned for more WWE Turn Alert.